Gonna take a special call here, it looks like, from Genetically Modified Skeptic on the
God
line.
damn it. I got a stalker.
Hey, guys.
Have you brought the memes, Drew? What's up?
No.
Oh, man. You know, I can't be expected to bring the memes all the time. You know, sometimes you got to be a little bit serious. But
okay. That's a new one for you, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I concur.
It's okay. Dan, you're already enough of a joke. But anyway,
jeez.
so we'll go on.
All right. I'll take that
okay. So I have a question for Shannon, which, I was thinking of asking her privately because we are friends and all that. But
you said, fuck it, we'll do it live.
I think. Yeah, exactly. So Shannon knows that she and I both have kind of this same group, or at least a very similar group of people contacting us fairly consistently, wanting a debate or a conversation or whatever. I don't do conversations quite in the same way, definitely not with the same frequency as Shannon. And I think I don't necessarily say more selective, but I do so few conversations like that, just because of the way I decide to spend my time. That I wonder, how does Shannon select among the people who want to talk to her, debate her, challenge her, whatever, and take on conversations with them? Because sometimes they're like really difficult people, and she's able to somehow make it work. So I'm wondering, Shannon, what's your selection process for like kind of picking people that you would talk to like that?
Okay, so it has
whichever will get her the most views. Just kidding. That's not true.
Exactly.
I'm not very good at that, actually. I'm the worst YouTuber in the world when it comes to self-promotion. So what I generally do in order to discern is, if it's somebody that I've had offline interactions with where I felt like the conversation would be valuable to take into the public forum, then I'll frequently do it. Or if I've been if somebody's posed a question to me that I find interesting and they've demonstrated to themselves in our interactions offline, like elsewhere, like in the comment sections or in DMs or on Twitter or on Facebook or wherever it might be, that, they've legitimately thought out their position and they're interested in having a dialogue about it, then I'll almost invariably give them the opportunity at some point in time, in some fashion, to come on the channel if they've demonstrated that they're respectful. Conversely, I do have some conversations that aren't. Now, that's a bit of a different selection process for me. So in those scenarios, what enters my mind is, how have I seen this be done in public? Like, when you think about, so we'll use, you're probably thinking of incels maybe. So, because that was a recent one. Mm-hmm. So
Shannon, by the way, famous supporter of incels, just loves the movement. She's all about it.
Well, I am to a certain degree, because I don't think that anybody should be vilified specifically for being involuntarily celibate.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but when you think of,
she's not a big supporter of the movement, by the way. I just want to make that clear, because I don't know if the joke landed the way that I wanted it to.
On the contrary. However, one of the ways that bad ideas gain steam is by accumulating enemies. If they accumulate common enemies and they feel as though they're being persecuted by those people or consistently mocked by those people, then that strengthens their position by virtue of them feeling though they have no one to turn to but each other. And in this particular instance, I saw a lot of public dialogues taking place just because somebody wanted the opportunity to yell at them about how horrible they are, without even attempting to understand how that happened. Because it happened. People become away for a reason. Right? Nobody just wakes up in the morning and decides, you know what, women have less neurons than men, and I like that's and they should be subservient to me. Like, there's a process that gets you to that point, and those things are worth understanding. In order to do that, sometimes you have to dialogue with the people that have gone so far down that road that it is very difficult to converse with them. But I've developed the ability to to a certain degree until I find out somebody's being harmed. I've learned that about myself. I've learned that once I get to the point that somebody's actively causing direct harm to somebody, I apparently have a switch that goes off. But up until that point, I think it's worthwhile. And if I see those conversations being conducted solely because you want to point and laugh at somebody, and I think that there's something valuable to be gleaned from understanding them better so that they can maybe change the ways that they think and the way that they conduct themselves, then I will run towards those conversations, not just incels, but a lot of different conversations, because people deserve a chance. They deserve to try to be understood. And maybe if no one's ever tried to understand them, that's part of the reason they became the way that they are. So I don't know if that answered your question or was the crux of your question, but those are the two ways that I decide.
Yeah, I think that definitely does answer it. I'm wondering what are a couple of red flags that go up that would basically discourage you from pursuing a conversation with someone who wants one?
Okay, so if I'm the one screening the conversation, which isn't always the case, sometimes if I'm going on, let's say the non sequitur show or somebody else's channel, there's somebody else screening for me, and generally, especially with the non sequitur show, they're trustworthy people. I know that they're doing their due diligence to screen the people that are being talked to. I will not engage in a public dialogue with somebody that I feel may have a severe mental disturbance that could be exacerbated by thrusting them into the public light. I just will not do that out of ethic or principle if I feel like that is the case. Somebody being verbally abusive doesn't deter me, because generally that can be diffused in my experience. Not always, but it can be sometimes. So if that speaks again towards the conversations that we may have had offline prior. Like, many engagements I've had have started out with somebody just screaming obscenities about me or at me, or not screaming, caps locking obscenities at me. And it's been able to be diffused. I mean, we're talking about contentious issues, and people come at them with a lot of, vitriol and fervor, because they're carrying the baggage of every conversation they've had before this point with you about that same topic. And most of them probably haven't gone that well. So sometimes it takes time, but if it can't be diffused, it's because some people just want to troll. That is just a fact. Like, some people just want to set fire to the internet and watch it burn because it amuses them on a personal level. And usually after a few interactions, you can figure out who those people are. And I just kind of let them fade away, because there's nothing productive about that, and search for the people that really, though they may be angry, want to continue the conversation once they realize that I'm going to listen and they can calm down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, those are good answers. I think that helps me, and I imagine that for people who are just getting involved in kind of activism or just being on a certain side of social media like Twitter or whatever, I think that those answers should definitely be taken into account by people who are trying to get their start in having conversations, because I mean, as far as my opinion goes, Shannon is one of the best at having these kinds of conversations and is able to be productive. And so
that's my opinion too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons I was excited to see that Shannon was going to be on here. Also, I was excited by the amazing thumbnail that you guys have.
Yes.
For the show.
Yes. I have a friend of mine from high school, actually, who has agreed to start doing our art for this channel. Please let us know if you like it, and we will continue to use her for our thumbnail art. She is great. Please check out her. I think her Instagram is posted in our Twitter. It should be Prince EPD. I think that's what it is. Oh, I hope that's right. If not, we'll try to put a link. Hopefully, if you're in the chat right now, somebody can pull that link up. She's really great. I'm hoping she can continue to do the art for us. We will see. So
she killed it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I asked to share it early because I loved it so much.
It's really, really great. Well, Drew, as always, you're a friend of the show. You can call in whenever you want. But thanks again for calling today. Really
Not me.
appreciate
Don't call me. Don't call me.
Take care, Drew.
Yeah, thanks for the great show, guys. I'll talk to you later.
All right. See you, man. Yeah, gosh. And okay, I'm glad that that there's our art on the screen right now for those of you who didn't get to see it earlier.